Okay, so a couple of good deep breaths. And today what I picked out is a beautiful image that can help us out with where we're heading today. So this image is a volcanic formation where two kind of chunks of lava rock are slowly separating. And in doing that, it's almost like these glass fine hairs form called Pele's hair. And so we're taking that image today and embodying it. Think of our upper body and our lower body being those two lava rocks. And rather than, oftentimes volcanoes are explosive and rushing and, very disruptive, just very quick. In this particular case, for this formation, it has to be slow. So in the way that we're moving and stretching our body today, it'll be slower. Not that we're not, working the muscles, not that we're not, doing quite a full yin class. We're not doing any of that, but you'll notice that just by moving a little bit slower, we'll start to feel a lot more length in the back. So the back itself, we're not even focusing on it that much, but we will naturally be helping to stretch it out. By the end of class, it helps it to feel really, really good. So that's our image that we're playing with today. And so with that, let's begin to take the knees into the chest. Let's rock around on the low back just a little bit. Chance to tune in with any of our individual things that are going on. And then from here, let's cross the right knee tightly over the left knee. We're grabbing onto each knee. So here is one of those spots where if you just kind of get in the general shape, for some people, this is a really tight area. They experience huge sensations right away. But for me, unless I'm kind of actively engaged in the pose, I don't actually feel it that much. So for me, it's like I have to think of all the muscles surrounding the hip joint and I have to tell those to relax. And as those relax, it creates space for me to maybe use my arm strength and pull the ankles just a little closer. So be conscious with it, be aware, don't feel like you have to be static in that volcanic formation we were talking about. If it were to stay still, you just have a rock. You wouldn't have that slow glass fiber formation. Just breathe a little bit longer. And open the arms to left and right, the crossed legs fall over to the left. The back muscle fiber is getting pulled long because the hips are doing one direction and the shoulders are doing the other. Hips return to the ground. Let the right leg stretch up to sky, grab onto it. Left leg slides long on the earth. A couple of breaths here for hamstring stretches. And this is, for me, one of those moments where I can really visualize that volcanic formation we were talking about, because it's like I can really think of my hamstring muscles as those fibers getting pulled really, really long. So continuously work to bring it to the edge, the heels continuing to try to lift up. Maybe the whole leg is able to get pulled in, just slowly, slowly closer. moment with a slow core thing before we switch sides. So both legs come up together. The hands come so that the thumbs are tucked right under hips. And then we're slowly going to be lowering the angle. If ever you get to the point where low back is arching off the ground, don't go any further. We don't need the low back in pain. So we slowly, this is like very slow, like maybe only now we're at 10 degrees lower. Slowly lowering, maybe about 30 degrees. $45 degrees. Get to whatever the lowest spot is that we can hold, and we'll hold there just a little longer. A count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly return up to about 45 degrees. And up to about 30, 10, and 0. Good. Left thigh crosses over right. Grab onto each ankle. Awareness of where our edge is for the stretch. And as the muscles relax, maybe the edge shifts, so we shift with it. Arms spread open, the legs fall over to the right. Time and space for the back muscles to lengthen. Hips return down, left leg up to sky, right leg slides long. Just consciousness with this. The heels continuing to lift. The whole leg is continuing to come closer. Both feet come up together. Tuck the thumbs under the hips. And this time we'll do a countdown of 10 at each of the angles we pause at. So go to just a little down, 10 to 15 degrees. And here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping to 30. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping down to about 45, halfway down. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find the lowest safe point for the back. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly back up to 45. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just a little, maybe 10 to 15, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Legs up and happy baby. Movement, stillness. It's all up to you. Whatever helps your low back and your hips feel like there's that slow spaciousness being formed. Releasing the hands, the legs lengthen back up. We try to do a slow motion roll over into a plow pose, and then we can stay for that back stretch for a moment. So hands are getting set up in their spot. Slowly lift the feet, lift the hips. If the toes don't touch the ground at this point in class, just bring the hands to support the low back. If you're at a point where you can touch floor, that's fine. Just pausing here for a couple more breaths. We'll slowly, over the count of 10, return the hips back to the ground. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over the count of 10, we'll slowly drop the feet to the floor. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Free out the hands, reach the hands up overhead. Inhale. Exhale over the count of 10, come to stretch over the toes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause right here for a moment. Up to a boat pose, whatever that looks like today. Bent knees, straight legs, up to you. Arms attached or not. Go for 5 slow breaths. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work, counter pose. It counts. And whatever feels good for the back here. So planting the hands at this moment feels really good, that's fine. Tilting forward is fine. Rising up, take the feet to an easy cross leg. We've done a lot of work on the low body, so let's take a moment for the upper body just a little bit. So clasp hands behind the back, shift the hands to right hip or right waist, and then right ear drops to the right shoulder. Imagine the strands being lengthened right across the left top of neck and shoulder. More breath in and out. Head slowly up, hands to the left hip, left waist, and then left ear down. Rise us back up. And let's head to hands and knees. Take a couple of cat cows. 3 cat cows. Go with the breath. 2. 1. Beautiful. So we'll take a plank that was going to be with an extended hold. So if that means you want to be on your knees, that's fine. If lifting up your knees is good, or even piking the hips up a little bit, that's also fine. We'll do a slow count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower over 3 down to the ground. 3, 2, 1. Sphinx or cobra, whatever your spine feels okay with at this point. And from Sphinx, let's transition into quad stretch. So swivel the left hand in, right hand grabs right foot. Pull it in. Release, switch sides. Sometimes it's like, hello, I'm feeling you. And release. Take a moment with the child pose. Really let the back muscles feel like they're getting pulled nice and long. To kneeling and a calf stretch, the right toes stuck at the back. Press back until you feel right calf stretching. And switch it out, left calf in the stretch. And transitioning that into a downward facing dog. If continuing to pedal out the knees feels great, take it. Otherwise, stillness is also fine. Lifting hips up really high. Ready to take a forward fold, head up to top of mat. Give it 2 or 3 more breaths. The next inhale helps us rise, circle the arms up, slight back bend, and hands down to heart. Tree pose, the right foot comes to the right foot rotates open. And you can climb it higher if you wish. Option for arms to grow out if that's helpful. Hands to heart. Take the right ankle on top of left thigh. Bend left leg, kind of an intermediate balance pose. Then drop this foot to the outside edge of the other. Let yourself drop all the way down to forward fold. IT band stretch for left. Slowly roll the spine back up. Give the head lots of time. Uncross the feet at the top. Left knee rotates open. Tree pose. You can climb. Reach if that's all helpful. Ankle to right thigh, hands to heart. Sink back just a little bit. The knee never goes forward of the toes. Good catch. And cross the leg, release all the way down. Rolling the head up, give it lots of time. Crossing the feet. Slide the right hand on the right thigh, left hand up and over, lateral stretch. And up. Switch side. And up. And circle the arms up to sky. We're slowly taking a flow, so forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, travel the feet back to a plank. Hold for a moment. Slowly lower. Back bend of your choice. And we want to end up on our knees in a moment, so just a child pose. Okay, rise up. Take your blanket and we're gonna face the side, like the long edge of our mat. Yeah, go ahead and keep it folded up. Yeah, perfect. So we're gonna use this almost like a roller. So the idea is slowly sliding out to the point where you still have control, but you can feel, you know, your core, you can feel your shoulders working, and then pause there for just a moment, and then you'll slowly drag the blanket back.
Keep your knees together.
For me, that's helpful, but it doesn't really, yeah, it doesn't matter as much. Yeah, it's more about kind of, you don't want to dip your hips down, but it's kind of trying to get to like a plank shape, and then that whole core to pull it back. Good. Let's take another 8 and pull it back. In a way, even just the action of pulling against the friction of the ground is helpful. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good work. Open out the blanket or just kind of fold the edges of the mat in. We're taking just a moment with a frog pose. 90-degree angles in the knees and in the hips. This is almost like the shape of a volcano. Just kind of let the lava flow, let the inner thigh muscles relax. More good. Inhale. Exhale. Travel forward until belly is in contact with the floor, and then do a few windshield wipers. Yep. Like I did it. Okay. Opening everything back out. Leave the blanket again in just a moment off to the side. Good. So back on the mat, downward facing dog. The legs like to pedal out for a moment. That's beautiful. Top of mat. Rise when you're ready. Exhale, hands down to heart. Crossing the right thigh over. We're starting to set up eagle. Right thigh over, right elbow under. Back. Again, the front knee doesn't pass. So the left knee doesn't pass in front of the boot. Straightening left leg, right foot forward. Swing back, pausing warrior 3. It's okay. Step to warrior 1. Keep the right elbow under for just a moment. Push the shoulders down while you're lifting the elbows up. And now release. Clasp hands behind the back. Bow forward. Hands drop down and contact with floor. Bump them forward a foot, standing split. So 3 times slowly, the right toes come all the way down to tap the ground. And slowly lift up to that highest angle possible today. And 2. And the last one will stay. Down, forward, fold. You're okay.
Allergies.
You're totally fine. And rise up. Second side, left thigh over, left elbow on. Set up those spines. Flow into the eagle. Straighten right, kick left forward. Warrior 3. Pause. Warrior 1. Yes, sorry, keep the elbows. So shoulders push down, elbows lift up. Release, press behind back, bow forward. Bend the floor, they go forward, foot left, 3 taps. Slowly going 3, and up, 2, 1, pause, nice and high. Forward fold. Slow, but you can always skip it to just go child if you want. And slide up cushions, inhale. Exhale, plant hands, travel the feet back. Slow motion, chaturanga. And on the back bend, that feels good. And your choice, child or down dog. Beautiful. Up down to knees for a moment. Okay. This will be kind of like the peak and the hardest thing of the day. So this one we're scooting off to the side of the mat. The goal here is just keep the hands firmly in their place. The feet are sliding back and forward from a plank pose, just slowly inching your hips as high as they can, feet as close as they can. So it's okay if it's like this 2 feet apart, that's perfectly fine. If that's as close as you can get, and then slide back to plank. We're going for 10. So you're on 10.
Yeah, okay. We'll watch you do it just once.
You just want to get to the point where you're as close as you can get, and then slide back.
You don't bend your knees.
You don't bend your knees. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. Yep. Yeah. If you can get closer, that's perfectly fine. Yeah. Try to keep it straight. Yep. 9.
Yeah. The tendency is to want to bend my knees.
Yeah, definitely. 8. 7. We'll take a little break after it hit the halfway point. 6. Good. You can lower the knees for a moment when you finish that one, or just do a forward fold for a moment. Just a sec. This one is a challenge, so that's why let's just take a break for a moment. Yeah, there is a version where you do bend the knees to try to go through. This one, we're just doing the first half. So, feel that heart alive, even though we're moving slowly. Okay, 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Come back onto the mat. I know, we did it. That was kind of our peak of the class. So mostly stretches from here.
So hard, you know?
It's deep parts of the core that we don't always use. Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna go into a quad stretch from here. So make sure there's enough space at the back of the mat. If you need your blanket, that would help give some height around the hip area, basically. So up to you if you want that. And then the idea is the knees are close, the toes are separated. You grab your calves and rotate them open as you sit back. And then just come back, walking the hands back to the point where you feel a quad stretch. Even just scooping the tailbone under sometimes gets you right there. So some people can go down even to elbows, but don't force it, especially if the knees are not wanting it. And with the hips elevated, it does make it harder to go lower, so.
I can get to my elbows.
Okay.
No, really.
Yeah. No worries. Just do the tailbone scoop thing, and that'll get you right into the stretch. That's all you really want. Looking for. Good. The body is warm. Just slow breathing, helping to cool and calm everything back down. More breaths, extra slow. To bring your hips up forward so that you can lift them. And we'll do our downward facing dog to counter stretch the legs. So just gently pedal them out. Lift the right leg high. Stack the hips, bend the knees and the toes behind you. Unwind and step the right foot to outside the right hand. Lizard. So you can keep the knee lifted or lower it. You can stay on the wrist or elbow. Touching the hands. Lower the back knee if it's not. This right foot heel pulls its way all the way over to the left until the knee can settle down, preparing for bridge. If you want the back bend, you can be there or just go to sleep. Setting the right hip purposely down to the ground. Make the left leg swing around. We're going for knee stack, shin stack, or just cross leg, whatever will allow both sitting bones to stay down. But if you just want the blanket under your hips too, that is an option. Okay, so with the left on top, we're taking the left hand to base of the neck. Right hand comes under. Try to see if you can make the connection. If not, just grab her shirt or even just focus on the top arm by grabbing the elbow. Try to point the top elbow up, the bottom elbow down, and push the head back so that you're stacked. This next thing, when we start to lean forward in a moment, to me is what really feels like that sensation of that Pele's hair. It's like the upper body is pulling away from where the lower body is really set up. So this can be done either with the hands staying for a deep intensity or releasing the arms to start to lean forward, glute and hip stretch. Just feel those back muscles relax and lengthen. One second. We'll come to a Malasana yogic squat before the switching of sides. So if you can get into it just by planting the feet and lifting the hips up into it, that's fine. Another approach is also fine. So elbows push and lift. Hands lengthen the backs of the legs, turn the toes forward. Drop the feet back into downward facing dog. Hips lift high. Left leg lifts, stack the hips, bend the knee, toes are behind your back. And step left foot to outside of left hand. You can stay with the active version or lower the knee, lower the elbows, it's all your choice. Up to hands. Let this left foot work its way all the way to pigeon shape. Slowing down. Left hip comes in contact with the floor. Right leg swings around, knee stack, shin stack, or cross leg. Right hand at back of head. Maybe grab for the elbow, or maybe with the left hand try to connect from below. Good, take your time. It's getting tall. The arms or release as you bow forward. Giving the back another chance for all those fibers to lengthen. Pele's hair formation. In the last few breaths of this one, check in with your body and your mind. If there's any last poses your body would want to take prior to Shavasana, at any point you can slowly start heading into that, such as maybe a last plow pose or just anything else that's needed. Slow and easy does it. No rush to get into Shavasana, just ending up there when the time is right. Into deepen inhales and exhales. Introduce little movements back to the body. Body stretch out in ways that feel really good. Fetal position off to one side. Just taking your dear sweet time, no rush at all. Good, easy 3, 4 good slow breaths before you're ready to rise up eventually. At the heart, we have this image of the Pele's hair formation to lead us on, reminding us that it's okay to slow down sometimes, to let slow forces be the thing that creates beauty, knowing that we don't always have to be explosive and powerful and fiery like volcanoes usually are. And sometimes go a little bit slower. And so with this to help lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.